had studied more, I would have gotten a better grade. If he had listened to his sister, he would have had less problems. Sounds familiar, but you don't really know what it is? Then stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you're here. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like this video. And while you're here, also don't forget to check out my website. I offer free trial lessons and other very interesting courses. Also sign up and become a member of my website and enjoy monthly newsletters and free PDFs. In the previous videos, I gave you an overview of all conditionals and focused on the conditional type 1, type 2, and 0 conditional. Here is the link to these videos if you need a refresher or if you need to watch it again. Today, I'm going to focus only on the conditional type 3. And this is also the part 4 of a mini series of 5 parts. So let's dive in. The conditional type 3 describes everything that happened in the past. It's over. We cannot change it. It's done. But we look back and we wish that we had reacted differently to a situation. So we kind of feel like anger, disappointment, sadness, and so on. We would like to change it, but we cannot. Let's look at some examples. If I had known that your sister was coming, I would have baked a cake. Here, I just feel regret, and maybe I'm also a little bit angry at my husband because he didn't tell me, and I really would have baked the cake for all of us to enjoy. But I cannot change it. It's over. It's in the past. I can just kind of, let's say, hey, I would have done it if I had known it. You can see that all these sentences describe situations where we look back and wish we would have reacted differently or that the situation would have turned out differently. And you can also see that there is always an if clause and the main clause. Let's look more into that. The if clause. In the if clause, it starts with if. Then we have the person or the object, then the verb in the past perfect simple. Then there is sometimes a rest, but the most important thing is there is a comma. After a comma, we find ourselves in the main clause. In the main clause, it starts with the person or the object, then with would, then with the verb in the present perfect simple, and then the rest of the sentence. In case you don't know what the present perfect simple is, or you just need to refresh your memory, then click on this link up here, and it will lead you to a video about the present perfect simple. Let's look at some examples. If I had studied more, I would have gotten a better grade. In the if clause, it starts with if. Then we have the person, which is I. Then we have the verb in the past perfect simple, which is had studied, and more is the rest. Then there is a comma, as you can see. After that, we're in the main clause. It starts with I, which is the person. Then with would, have gotten, which is the verb in the present perfect simple. A better grade is the rest of the sentence. If he had listened to his sister, he would have had less problems. The if clause, it starts with if. Then with the person, which is he. Had listened is the verb in the past perfect simple. To his sister is the rest. Then there is a comma, and we're in the main clause. It starts with he, the person, then with would. Have had is the verb in the present perfect simple form. Less problems is the rest of the sentence. Don't forget that the clauses are interchangeable, which means we can also put the main clause into the first position. But if we do that, then we don't put a comma. Keep that in mind. I would have gotten a better grade if I had studied more. You see, there is no comma. So again, if the main clause is in the first position, there is no comma. Let's summarize conditional type 3. It describes situations that happened in the past, are already over, we cannot change it, but we kind of look back to the situation and wish we would have reacted differently. We maybe feel sadness, anger, or even frustration, but yeah, we cannot change it and we just can say, oh, if I had known, or if I had done it that way, I would have gotten a better grade, or it would have been a better situation. You always have an if clause, also called conditional clause, and the main clause. If I had been more careful, I wouldn't have made so many mistakes. She would have reached the train if Emma had gotten up earlier. A comma separates the two clauses, but we don't put a comma if we put the main clause into the first position, as you can see in the example sentence with Emma. The word order looks like the following. In the if clause, we always start with if, then with the person or the object, then with the verb in the past perfect simple, then there's sometimes a rest, but there is always a comma. Then we're in the main clause. It starts with the person or the object, with would, then the verb in the present perfect simple, and the rest. Again, if you need to watch the other videos about the conditionals, then click up here. Also, if you need to refresh your memory or learn about the present perfect simple, I have a great video about this, so click here. I hope this helps. If you have more questions, then leave a comment. I will gladly answer it. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like this video, and see you next week.